and I think it's probably right up there with single double high crotch as far as something you need to know. And the reason I feel that is if you got a good front head lock, it's a great neutralizer to anybody who's going to try to take your legs. Is giving you a chance to take their head. Okay, when you have their head, you've got to feel like you can score. I talked yesterday about high school wrestling. I watch a lot of it, and I watch it from a different perspective than you guys. It's kind of my relaxation time because I'm not coaching and yelling all day, and I don't have the blood vessel outside of my head. I get to actually watch, and like I said, a lot of matches start like this. Okay, right there. You know, ready-made front head and arm. Okay, somebody wants to get it going. Someone's pumped them all up. The coach is probably giving them a strategy, and their dad's giving them another one, and they're they're just a little confused. So they just dive at those legs like they're they think they're the what's the swimmer guy? No, we're not going to do any more here. They think they're Phelps, not Burrows, and they dive, right? So what happens? 90% of the time, he dives at my leg. This guy does this one, and the old shuffle away drill, and then look at the crowd and shake the arms. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. If there's 5 seconds left on the clock, you're up 5-2 and it's the Olympic Games. But any other time someone shoots at my legs, there, I always describe it like this to the guys. I say wrestling matches have to start like this. We shake hands, we put our foot on the line, we go like this. That's a given. We can't fight that, that's a rule. But all of a sudden that guy's giving you the opportunity to start here. And you're not taking it? What's better? Right? This is better. So the first way we're going to talk about front head lock is just basically, guy shoots, my leg comes back. As my leg comes back, I'm looking for my shoulder right here. Okay? There's a spot right there. You feel like Matt, because he's got, well, he used to have a lot of muscles. Yeah. You're bony now. 60 kilos is the Olympic weight? No. You have to go all the way to 57. 60. Well, you might be small for that one now. Anyways, there's a spot in here that fits my shoulder perfect. Okay? So whoever created us, and I'm open for arguments on this later on, we can discuss that after Saturday, created us, or after 3, after 3, we're going to watch the Stanford game, remember? Shoulder, holder, it fits shoulder perfect. So that's made for the front head. Like shoulder should go there. If it's too far back on his head, he's going to slip me. Okay? If it's too far up here, he's going to grab my legs. Alright, so we've got to find that happy medium. So shoulder holder, number 1. Number 2 is this hand here is going to stay down. Okay, the hand on the side without the arm, okay, that's the head side, I call it head and arm, this is my head side, it's going to stay down. I've heard lots of different analogies. I heard the T-Rex analogy, right? I'm not a dinosaur guy, so I don't know, but I guess they got short arms. I always say put glue here, glue there, boom, it's glued. I can move this, but I can't move this. When this is away, he's got to drag it. Okay, the biggest problem our Canadian kids have when they get to college is we get dragged all the time. Because I find almost every college wrestler is good at that move. Right? So you got to be disciplined with this arm. So that arm's deep. And I don't really talk about controlling the head with a lock too much. Matt can talk about that later. I focus on the position. So I don't really lock unless I'm going for some sort of roll where I need a lock. So I'm on this side of the head, controlling the head, and I'm on the elbow here, and I lift this elbow up. So it's by his ear. Okay? Because even if you're strong, nobody's strong from here. Okay? I've been in a lot of weight rooms. I've yet to see that machine where you get up here. Maybe we should invent that. Put it on PowerPoint. Anyways, right here. I'm up here, and the third thing is I got to be on my feet. If I'm on my feet, I can move. Okay? When he's on his knees, and I go to my knees, I take away my advantage. I'm on my feet. 1, he's got to carry my weight. 2, I can move faster on my feet than I can on my knees. So, shoulder in the holder, elbow tight, other elbow to the ear. On my feet. Those are the 4 points I think it said in the PowerPoint. And to me, unless you have those, there's no sense going anywhere else yet. Because you're going to get dragged, or the guy's going to circle out on you. Okay?
Yep. Nothing different.
Anything to add on that?
I don't lock either, unless I go for a roll.
I lock when I'm going to go for it. We call it a Gabori in Canada. In the U.S., you probably got a better name for Olympic roll or something like that. Cement mixer. Yeah. All kinds of ridiculous names for this stuff. But we'll get there later. Okay, so the first thing I want to do when I have the advantages is some people call it drawing them out or extending them. I want to extend them. Right here, Matt, he's well coached. He's wrestled at the very highest level. He wants to keep in the modified stance. So it's natural for him, even when I take front head lock right now, he knows I'm doing a clinic. he's already ready to circle out on me. He's going to try to circle out and come to his feet, and we'll talk about defense later. But that's what he's trying to do. So obviously I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to draw him out. And different people focus on different things. One of my friends is very good at a front headlock. He's focusing on this elbow. He says he doesn't even think about going behind till that elbow goes down. So that's his focus point. I don't look at that elbow. I'm thinking about the hip. If I extend his hip, he becomes long. He has an elongated turning radius, which means instead of tight, he's extended. He can't turn as fast as me. I just go around behind right here. So I stretch him, and then I go behind. And just like when we're setting up someone and on their feet, the same principle comes back. We think about, I want his right leg. If I circle towards it, it moves away. But if I circle away from it, it moves towards me. I have to do the same thing here. I have to move right so I can go left. I have to move right so I can go left. Because we'll see this all day. I got a front headlock, I go like this, and I keep circling, and I always say, have you ever seen a dog in the backyard chasing his tail? You guys go, oh yeah, all the time. I go, it's kind of funny for the first 5 seconds, right? Then you lose respect for him. You're like, he's never going to catch it. It's attached to his ass. And what if he does catch it? What's he going to do with it? Right? It's the same thing here. I lose respect for wrestlers. Right hand, feel me. Oh man, I almost had him. No, you didn't. Okay? So you got to go, I got to go right to the left. I want to get that leg. I circle this leg. And I come back there. Right there. And I've always, another simple Mike Jones statement, we're control both ends. Are you controlling both ends? You control both ends. You know? He'll say that 1,000 times. The idea is, I got to be able to control his upper body and something below his waist so that he can't scramble out on me. As soon as I come here, we got scramble time, or Granby time, or Peterson time. Okay, so we got to
I'd say that's the biggest mistake. I saw that happen at the highest levels, is guys reaching for the waist. You always attack the body.
Yep. If I reach down here, because I always think the leg right here, and I lose his head, we get in a scramble, I got myself a high crotch. I feel pretty good about that. I feel a lot better about a high crotch than far hip. Right now I got far hip. I'm a killer from there. I got like 6 different throws, far hip throws. That'll be tomorrow, the far hip series. I'll be teaching the far hip series tomorrow. It'll be awesome.
That's tomorrow.
So that's my first key. If I'm going to drill this move, I got my guys drilling. We're going to show us 5 or 6 variations of finishes here. This is the #1 one. It's the least sexy. It's the least interesting. Nobody wants to go, hey, what are we doing today, coach? We're doing snap down go behinds for an hour. You know, they're going to be calling administration. You got 5 dads calling you that night. But you know what? You're going to have a very effective high school team. I tell you that right now. Snap down go behind is worth 2 points, just like a well-executed high crotch. So as I'm going behind, I'm always securing something below the waist. You know, some coaches call it butt drag, some coaches call it snake in the leg, hamstring grab, whatever. I got to have something below the waist. I got to control the head. Now I got it. He's not going anywhere. Okay. The third thing I focus on, and this is a point of contention with me and some of my friends, because I'm only friends with wrestlers. I'm not sure how that's worked out, but I'm open. Like I have other options. Like if I had the options, I would take them. Even my hockey, even all my hockey team's all wrestling guys. Maybe that's why we're not winning. Anyways, we do really good in the scrap. So here I am. As I go behind, this is the point of contention. We'll hear a lot of coaches that teach head in the hole, where I put my head behind his tricep. And we had a guy that wrestled for me. Well, I was assistant coach when he wrestled. He wrestled at SFU. We're an Olympic team together. He was an Olympic champion. You probably haven't heard of him because it was in 2000, and that's ages ago. But he's Canada's best wrestler ever. His name's Daniel Galley. He puts his head in the hole, and he's an Olympic champion. He also does a lot of other things people can't do. So we can get into debating this later. The way I like to teach is I like my head up here. It gives me more options. I want my chest on, it gives me more surface area. So when I'm going behind, my chest is up on him, right here. Okay? If I had to push something, say his car, Matt's car didn't start, and we had to go on the parking lot and push it to get it started. I wouldn't go out there, oh, Ray, I'm ready, man, let's do this, let's get it on. Here we go! You know, that's not going to happen. And if it did, I mean, I'm certifiable already, but you'd think I'm more certifiable. You would call some people in, I'd be in one of these, I wouldn't be able to get up. Okay, I'm going to push that car over, I'm going to get up on here, and I'm going to give it a key with my legs, I'm having more surface area on. So the same thing when I'm going behind. I'm coming behind here, carry both sides and right under them. Every time I take a guy down in practice, I drive him to his belly. Just like Matt does with his leg finishes, because now I don't have to break him down. And if you make that a habit, it becomes automatic, and everything else is easy. If you got to go behind from the front headlock, everything else is easy. So that's the front head go behind. You're not supposed to spend 10 minutes teaching it to coaches, but I can tell you what, most underrated move in wrestling. Shoulder in the holder, elbow tight, elbow high, on your feet, secure both hands, drive.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to say is that when a lot of people call this a snap and spin, and I call this a snap and drive. If I spin on them, I've seen this all the time. If I spin on them, my weight comes up, and we circle out. So when I do this, a lot of kids, for some reason, as soon as I get here, my weight's on them the whole time. I also make sure, again, bad wrestling, if I keep my elbow out, that's bad. I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable. So when I come around, when I come here like this, I'm putting my weight on them by making sure my elbow stays tight. I've seen this happen a lot. Now, these kids, they come here, he grabs my wrist, and he turns out and spins away. There, you've seen that happen too.
Or there's some guys that don't move from there.
Yeah. The way you stop that is if I feel this, I gotta get my elbow down. My whole body is on this half. I'm attacking this half here. If I'm over the top like this, it's hard for me to get weight on here. So when I do this here, boom, open them up. Here, I get right here. This is where I want to be. Now I drive. Okay? And if I drive this way here, he can still sit through, so I'm driving right to him. Yeah, some guys will let you drive it all the way through to like a cradle.
That's next on the list.
But never.
That is next on the list, yeah.
Okay.
See? You should have read the list, man.
So I just want to emphasize driving, especially when I'm going around right here. A lot of kids, they do this. They release the pressure to come around and get that angle. There's no release of pressure. I'm putting all my weight on him right now. I still have all my weight on him when I get to this angle. I still have all my weight on him the whole time.
And now all he's going to do is lock his hand.
Now, just lock, yeah.
So that would be our first finish from there. Go behind, drive him down. Go behind, cradle, which is simple. Next one is, because I'm always driving, just like Matt was doing the single, I always want to end up here every time. If I get it here, I'm going to lift the leg and split it. Come right in, I got to turn. So you see here, once I get my leg under his leg,